move on to compression, which is this top row here. Now compression, a lot of guys don't quite understand what compression does. And scientifically what compression does is if you hit a loud note with a lot of energy, it takes that energy away from the beginning of the note and redistributes it across the length of the note. So what it actually sounds like is that the note gets longer and the attack gets less, right? So a lot of people like that, particularly when they're playing bass solos, because it gives them a little bit more sustain, right? And if you're playing loud notes every once in a while, the loud notes don't explode on you, particularly on records. You know, on records, everyone likes to make things sound even. And sometimes, you know, if you play a note like, right, it just jumps out and messes the whole mix up. A compressor will help it because it'll take that energy and just move it along, okay? Check it out. Here's my bass, low E. Let me kick this compressor in so you can hear what it does. And I'm going to make it very drastic so you can really hear. Listen. See what it does? It took away from the attack and it made the note longer. Check it out. The note almost disappears at the beginning, right? And then it just kind of sustains. You don't usually want it to be that drastic, but I just wanted to let you know what compression does. So the kind of, you know, subtle version of that is here. Like there's a ratio here that says 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 10 to 1, okay? Start with 2 to 1, okay? That's kind of normal studio compression. It's not drastic, but if you hit a really loud note, it'll calm it down a little bit, okay? Threshold is this button here. Threshold tells you, it determines how loud you have to be before the compressor kicks in, okay? If you have the threshold all the way to the left, it's going to grab just about everything. If you have it higher, it's going to wait for your really loud notes, okay? So that's the threshold. Attack is how much of the note you want to be taken away at the beginning, right? So fool around with that. And release is how long does the compression last, all right? So subtle is thresholds down, 2 to 1, right? Attacks all the way to the left, right? So that, watch this meter. This is the meter that lets you know when the compressor's kicking in. Okay, so that's compression. Fool around with it. Don't overdo it unless you're in the overdo mode. Next, boost. This is the boost button. It's pretty cool if you have a solo coming up and you don't want to mess up your settings. We can set the boost so that when you kick it in, just steps the volume up a bit, adds a little bit more compression, because compression is really cool when you're soloing because it gives you more sustain, okay? So here's the boost button. Here's your volume for the boost. Here's how much compression. And once you've experimented with the compression, you'll know how to use it in your boost mode, okay? Also, one more thing I'm going to say about the compression is that this compression position, right? And what it means is, where do you want the compression to kick in? Before your EQ or after your EQ, right? If you do it before your EQ, it compresses your bass, and then you add treble, mid-range, bass to it, right? If you put it after your EQ, and you know you've added a lot of bass or added a lot of mid-range, it compresses that too. So fool around with that and see what you like better, okay? It all comes down to taste in the end, so just experiment with it, okay? Just don't go crazy, man. All right. And then effects blend, if you have effects plugged into your loop. Okay, this is the blend, all effects, all dry. And then this one is the master. Okay, so this determines how loud it is. Okay. What I also love about this thing, besides all the stuff in the front, is that it's a really cool direct box. So you can bring it in the studio, plug your bass into it, take a feed out of the back. It's a tube direct, so it's a really nice tubey warm sound. Engineer will love it. And you can really use these things in a lot of different ways. So I'm wishing you good luck. If you have any questions for me, write to me at fender.com and I'll answer it, no problem, if I know the answer. Okay? Have fun. Good luck.